Question number 11. Tony is planning to read a novel. And most of these numbers you don't need. You don't need to know the number of pages in the novel. You don't need to know the number of chapters. 239 chapters. That's a lot of chapters. The number of parts in the novel is 8 parts of the novel. Anyway, what you really need to know is the number of words in the novel, the number of words Tony reads per minute, and the total number of hours Tony plans to read each per day. And the way that I like to set this up is to really pay attention to the units. What we want here in this question is how many days is it going to take him to read a novel? Days per novel. So the answer is going to be either 8 days per novel, or 6 days per novel, 23 days per novel, or 324 days per novel. But the way we can set this up, I know I need days per novel, so I'm going to start with a novel, and I know I need, we've got this many words per novel, so that's on the table. And then we also need to, but in order for this to be the answer, I need to cancel out the words. I don't want words in my final answer. So I'm going to put words down here and minutes up here. So if I multiply these two out, then words will cancel and have minutes per novel. And if you did not multiply these, if you just stopped at this number times this number, you would get the number of minutes per novel it would take. But let's keep going. We don't actually want minutes in the answer. We want an answer that is framed in terms of days per novel. So we can cancel out. We know how many minutes there are in 1 hour. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So if you multiply it by 1 over 60, then the minutes will cancel and we'll be left with hours per novel. And then if you multiply the days per hour, the hours and hours will cancel and you'll be left with, all these units will cancel and you'll just be left with days per novel. There are 349,000 words per one novel. He reads at 1 minute per 250 words. That's here, 250. I put 250 on the bottom because there are 250 words every minute. That's how fast he reads. Then there is 1 hour in 60 minutes. And there is, in one day, he's going to be reading 3 hours. He plans to read the novel 3 hours. When I initially did this, I put 24 here. And then I realized he's not going to read all day long and all night long. He's only going to get 3 hours a day. So you can multiply all these fractions together. It actually turns out to be just 349,168 divided by 250, divided by 60, divided by 3, and you get 7.7, which you can round up to about 8, and that's the answer. 8 days per novel. Now, if you forget to do the 1/3, and you just, if you forget that he's going to only read 3 hours a day, and you stop here, then you get to the trap answer of 23. And then if you take this and divide it by 1078, then you get the trap answer of here. Like if you only take these two numbers and divide them, you get the other trap answer of 324. So make sure you organize yourself and know whether or not you're multiplying or dividing. I like to do that using units, and I write them out.